Morning. My name is Moto Tohda. I'm from Tokyo Century, USA, and it's a small equipment finance company for the U.S. operations for a company which is headquartered in Tokyo. We mainly do like a commercial truck, construction equipment, commercial airplane financing, that kind of stuff. But it's a very small size operation in the U.S. And I am a VP of Information Systems. I basically run the CIO role for the company, and I report to CEO. So my role in the company is basically to find anything that's any IT strategy initiatives that I can bring into the company, and especially being a small company, there's always a limit of budget, limit of political game that we play, and try to bring that into so that we can excel business a little faster.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. And Moto, what are you guys doing over at Tokyo Century these days?
So we're behind. We were behind, and we were still using Excel and SQL reporting, and the problem is that we do have seasoned and experienced business people, business team, but a lot of the experience and the insights are in their head only, and those are, we call it hunch. So every time we make a great decision about something, direction where we want to go, marketing or credit risk, it's a hunch of this particular one person who knows the product, who knows the business, and then I said this is good, so we go. And why? Well, I know it, and so that's been the case, and it's good while we're running well, but it's not really good when it's not. And when we're trying to expand our business, especially with smaller scale and limited budget, that's where these kind of analytics excels, I think. And what I wanted to do was to quantify these hunch, so to make sure what you mean, and also have a reasoning behind it, so that we know exactly what we were talking about. Everybody understands exactly what we're talking about, and also training new people. They'll come in and they're just going to follow the lead of a leader, but then they will not be able to get up to speed quick enough because they don't have the experience. But now the system tells you that here's the reason why this is quantified this way. And the main product that we went into is the credit risk model. And we wanted to turn around the credit decision sooner, and we also want to avoid those bad customers, bad contracts. And we've been doing very well in average, but we want to do much better, and there was no tool or anything that we can do to support that. And this whole platform, and actually we start using with Data Robot to use the predictive analysis piece to use our data and from our past data and bring in the insights from that to make sure that we're not catching, we're actually catching those bad customer, bad deals ahead of time, and provide a faster and better experience for the customer and also for the internal operation as well. So
you made quite a leap. You went and started out by talking about Excel, and now you're actually integrating with Data Robot to help the.
So I think this was the timing that I was looking for. Again, I don't have the big budget to just purchase a one-time model or obviously hire a data scientist. And Qlik and Data Robot and this whole platform is something that we can provide, that we can use for other models as we have more insights. And yeah, it was quite a leap, but I thought this was a good timing, especially we're getting a push from our HQ about cutting the cost, and do it faster, do more productivity, getting more sales. And hopefully we can do that, and and the only thing that I thought would be helpful for us to do it is through our data, and we haven't been using data well.
So Mike, we kind of chatted before, and it's like this whole data science thing and understanding models and creating models and finding the best fit. How valuable is that by itself versus pushing it out and operationalizing that?
I think both go hand in hand, really. I mean, you can go into an organization and you can say, hey, here's the best model to solve the problem. But until that model is actually put into the business and used by the business, it has relatively little value other than, okay, we've got a model that we think pretty accurately solves a problem. But if you don't actually put that model into what we call production, and that could be in your business application through Qlik, where you actually run new data and make decisions off that model, it has very limited value. So it definitely goes hand in hand. You've got to have the work before, you've got to have the modeling, and then you have to have something that says, this is what you should do with this information after you've made that decision.
That's exactly what we do. Or how I started is where Joan was like 2 years ago, and
I've never met Moto before.
Oh yeah, yes, we're not affiliated. But yeah, so we started the same way. This was a crazy idea that I came up with, and the whole management went, "What are you thinking? What we should focus on process improvement, not a huge AI magic that's going to change the world." And so how I brought in, and I had very little support except the CEO, luckily, and that's how we actually got it to start. But almost 6 months, I was doing change management. I was talking to people. I was trying to get more information from vendor partners like you guys, and trying to get the supporting data. And we did a POC on this credit risk model to show them what this is about and how you can see it on the screen. And also a message that I had to come across is AI is not a magic box. You put data in, data out, and then it's everything will be fine. There's got to be people's expertise needs to come in and to have an input so that you will actually make something that's worthwhile. So those are a lot of the myth around AI. One thing that I was talking to people, and I thought this was crazy, was that they said, hey, I drive Toyota to work, and you're trying to sell me Porsche. Why do I need that? I can get to work fine. Okay. But to me, it's more like you now need to fly to work. So your Toyota or Porsche will not work. You actually need to get a plane. And that's how different where you have to see the business with the data. And the data literacy, a lot of times the business expertise, they know what their data is, but they don't know how to look at it. And yes, it used to be hiding behind the box of a database, but now with the data visualization, it's coming out. And also, what I try to push is to create those self-service dashboards so that it will actually spark people's creative mind to do what they do best. And that's, to me, that's how they interact with data. And that's the part that we lacked so much for so long.